I posted a video guide a while ago on how I did the Warrior Mage Tower challenge, and a few people found it quite useful. So I thought I would post a guide on how I did the Fury Warrior one as well. I am not an expert on the warrior class, but did manage to do both the arms and the Fury challenges back to back, and I have to say the Fury one was very difficult for me. As of right now, you may outgear the content, so you might not have as much trouble as I did. At the time I was around 915 and had gear made up from relinquished items and loot from invasion bosses. I had no tier gear and just 2 legendaries. The legendaries I had were the ring, Ayala's Stone Heart, and the braces, Manaroth's Bloodletting Manacles. The legendary braces really helped during this fight. Again, this fight was not perfect by any means, and this was the second most difficult mage tower that I had done. I had over 50 attempts, so if I can do this, then so can you. So first, make sure that you use and bring with you an augment rune, a flask of countless armies, a potion of old war for the extra DPS boost if needed, and drums of fury to use when needed. The food I used may seem strange, but it did make a big difference, and that was the spiced Falcasaur omelette. This boosts your movement and attack speed after killing a target, so it procs quite often during this fight, due to the number of adds you are constantly killing. Now the macro on screen will make your heroic leap jump to where your cursor is pointed at on the screen. This can help speed up your positioning and movement for when the boss transitions, or for whenever you use this ability. So moving on to the talents. For the level 15 talent, you need to be taking War Machine, as the 30% haste and 30% movement speed it gives you from killing an enemy is super important. This will be proccing a lot due to just how many adds you will be killing. For the level 30 talent, I recommend you take double time. I tried this fight multiple times using Shockwave and Stormbolt, and whilst it can be helpful to stun the adds to gain a bit of control over them, I just found double time to be the most useful due to how much it helps you move around, and there is a lot of movement in this fight. For the level 45 talent, you can choose between either Avatar or Wrecking Ball, as they are both very effective in this fight. I chose the Wrecking Ball talent since it was a passive ability, so it was just one less thing to manage and think about. But I also found it a lot more useful on helping to DPS down the groups of adds that continuously spawn throughout this encounter. Avatar will however give you better single target DPS. I tried the fight multiple times with Avatar, but I found I had better success when using the Wrecking Ball talent. For the level 60 talent, I chose Furious Charge. This is important as it increases the healing done from your next Bloodthirst by 300%. It works well when combined with the level 30 talent Double Charge. This means you can get more frequent healing, and since staying alive in this fight can be difficult, especially for me as my gear was not the best, so this can be a lifesaver at times. If you're not finding it hard to stay alive, then Warpaint may prove to be a more effective choice. For the level 75 talent, Frothing Berserker is just the best talent, as the increased damage and movement it provides is crucial for this challenge. For the level 90 talent, you need to pick Inner Rage. Since Raging Blow is an ability you will be using often, having the increased damage from this ability makes it very effective. And finally, the level 100 talent should be Reckless Abandon, as increasing the duration of your battle cry is very important, especially for the ad sections of this fight. So just before the fight takes place, I just want to mention that imps will spawn continuously during this encounter. Each set of imps have a certain set of abilities, which I will address during the fight, and whilst on their own they are not particularly difficult or dangerous to deal with, but if you start to let these imps mount up, you can very quickly become overwhelmed with their mechanics and you will eventually end up dying. This fight is basically an ad management encounter. So at the start of the fight, don't forget to pre-pot like I did. Jump in and start to go through your rotation on the boss. Quite quickly, the first set of smouldering imps will spawn. Now these don't do a lot of damage at first, but the more they are cast, their firebolt ability, the more damage it does, so if they are left alive for too long, it will become a problem. If you pre-potted, then your potion will be active to allow you to DPS down these adds quite quickly. As you can see, a fuming imp has also spawned, and these target you, and when they hit you or explode, they drop a plague zone on the floor, which slows you down and does damage to you if you stand in it. This will remain for the duration of the encounter. The next adds that spawn are the Imp Servants, and they channel a small heal into the boss, so I used Battlecry and Odin's Fury to nuke them down fast. Just move out of the purple circles that spawn at your feet and continue to DPS the boss. The boss will cast an ability called Dark Fury and will put a shield around herself, so DPS is down as soon as possible. However, don't use Battlecry or Odin's Fury on this. Another Fuming Imp will no doubt spawn whilst you're attacking the shield. You use your interrupt to stop Dark Fury. Again, the process of adds will continue, and as you can see, 3 Umbral Imps have spawned along with 2 Imp Servants. A Fuming Imp will also spawn not long after. Now you need to make sure that both your Battlecry and Odin's Fury are off cooldown. It's okay to wait a little bit until they become available. Use these to increase your chances of quickly nuking down the adds. Sometimes they will be grouped up and will go down fast. Sometimes you won't be so lucky, so you will just have to deal and adapt to it. I didn't do so great here, and as you can see how quickly things can get out of control. In that short space of time, the boss was healed from 69% to 72%. She will once again reform her shield, so rinse and repeat the process as before, DPS it down and interrupt Dark Fury. Again, keep Battlecry and Odin's Fury for when a number of adds are up. This time around things went a lot smoother, and the adds went down a lot faster, meaning I got more DPS into the boss. At 50% health, the boss will go into the second phase, and will teleport to the top of the cave that you're in. Now this to me is the most dangerous part of the fight, as you will still have to deal with all of the adds and the boss's abilities whilst dodging boulders that are falling from above. And if these boulders hit you, they will both damage and stun you. I always used hero in this part of the fight, as you want to try and make the boss teleport away from here as soon as possible. You may also want to use your second DPS potion, but that's your decision. Now as you can see, I made a right mess of this section, as I used Odin's Fury in error without casting Battlecry, which caused me a massive problem in getting the imps down. I was trying not to use Battlecry, as the cooldowns would now be out of sync, but I had to as I was falling behind. Again, see how quickly things can get out of control if you make a mistake. However, I did manage to regain control and DPS her shield down and take her health to 40%, to which she then teleported to the far end of the room. Again, you just have to repeat the process of killing adds and dodging the boulders, and it should be easier at this end of the room since you can see the boulders a little bit. But you know me, instead I decide to moonwalk right into a boulder and almost get one shot. So I popped Enraged Regeneration and Commanding Shout to try and just survive. And I was lucky enough to get a Bloodthirst off whilst Enraged Regeneration was active, which boosted my health a lot. So once again I was lucky to get things under control. I got her shield down, interrupted the cast, and at around 30% she goes back to the other side. 2 Imp Servants had spawned, so I partially damaged them whilst heading towards the boss. Thankfully things went a lot smoother this time around, and the adds were dealt with a lot better. She then teleports back over to the other side for the final time. Again, I got the adds down fast, and the boss only had 5% health, so I could probably have just nuked her down, but I did not want to risk it, so I killed the final healing ad instead, and then just ignored the next set of healing ads that were approaching, and finished her off. Afterwards, just teleport back to Dalaran and pick up your skin from inside the Violet Citadel. This was a super difficult challenge for me, and it felt great to get it done. If you have managed to do it also, then congratulations. I hope your kill went a lot smoother than mine. So thanks for watching, let me know how you get on, so please comment, like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.